Woohoo!
What is up, everybody? We are back. Domingazos! Finally, Domingazos. I do apologize for that. Last week, that was my fault. La Migra showed up and tried to revoke my citizenship. And, us anchor babies got to stick together. So I said, fuck that. But on the way back from Colombia, I said, you know what? I owe these guys a stream. So here we are, Sunday night, Domingazos, where we're supposed to be. Fuck Trump. Let's get this shit started. Who's on with me tonight?
Starting some shit tonight, right? Hey, this is Oliver Leon, code name Oli8656. How's it going, guys?
And I'm Julius Freeman. Long live Trump.
Ooh.
Hopefully till tomorrow when he gets an aneurysm. Oh, who said that? Oh, fuck yeah. All right.
Wow, you're so edgy.
Yeah, I know, huh? Thanks.
Mira. Tomorrow.
Así se cae al piso.
Get out.
Oh, esa madre. Dude, ya llegaron estos güeyes, ya pinche andan aquí. Como que pinche tomorrow. They're outside right now and shit. They're just sitting there like fucking, I don't know, fuckheads or whatever.
Don't they mess with you like daily? Like
yeah,
day?
practically. No? Yeah, they used to mess with me all the time, but now they're just right there down the street sitting there. And every time I drive by, I flip them off and they're like, who's that guy? Who is that guy? So yeah, I'm being edgy, Julius. I'm being radical, Julius.
What movie is this? Goodfellas or Casino? Where Pinchy?
Hey, fuck boys, let's go for a ride.
Yeah, that one.
That's Goodfellas.
Goodfellas,
Yeah.
right, Simon?
Pretty much.
Let's go to Asylum Comics
Pinche migra. La migra me la muerde.
Let's go to Comics Attic.
Let's go to comics, pobrecito. Y sí, déjalo. Pobrecito, man. ¿Cómo lo hacemos ese güey? Anyway, what's been going on, guys? What did I miss? I heard comics died and got resuscitated, and now they're back again, and I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
Shit, man.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of talk.
I saw the AI art that Van Sciver's supposedly posing as his own and shit. Fucking AI, it's the way.
Dude, we're at day 26 of January, and a lot of shit has happened.
No shit, dude. Like, what the fuck?
I know it's like someone pressed the fast forward button, huh?
No shit, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Everything has to happen in 1 month.
In 1 month, dude. TikTok got saved by Super Trump or whatever the fuck. That guy can barely fucking
Neil
Gaiman's a rapist and shit. Fucking, ¿qué más pasó? Fucking, those comics died. That's like the biggest thing. Like, comics fucking died, you know? Like, what happened? What'd you do, Julius? Why'd you kill comics? What the fuck's going on?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm a coconut. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, go. At least you admitted it. That's cool, man.
Well, yeah, Paul's born and raised in America. What do you expect?
Fucking America.
America.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts so bad or some shit. I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Qué feo eres. Qué pinche asqueroso eres, ¿sabes? Anyway.
If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride.
What?
I am a real American.
Fight for the rights. Trump puking Colombia was on my bingo card. Puking. He puked on Colombia?
Punking.
Oh, punking. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
punking.
Sorry, Eric. Sorry, I'm a little salty. I saw puke. Anyway, just like when I see Trump's face.
You're gonna get your coffee's gonna get expensive, I guess, guys.
Mi coffee, mis aguacates, mis jalapenos. Did you see that shit? Like 26% of migrant workers did not show up for work in Texas or some bullshit like that.
Damn.
So,
well, I mean, they have it.
Hey, you want your fucking coffee? Pues órale, ándale. You don't got
no. You want your jobs?
You don't want your jalapenos? Your tomates?
Go get
them. You don't want your underpaid. They're not paying me enough for this shit. They're paying me fucking $1 an hour.
There you go, pinche dólar. So
bueno, we're here for comics, not political talk. Guys.
I'm gonna start a podcast with George, and we're gonna get into trouble. Hopefully, the press will after us.
Perfect. Do that on your own time.
Chinga. Pinche radicalized a la chingada. Anyway,
Right, we're gonna radicalize some comic book people.
so yeah, so what happened, man? What did comics die of, or they were sick? They had COVID. What the fuck? Like just all of a
Yeah,
sudden
you had to put them out. No sé qué
put
chingado.
them
Oh
down
my
and shit.
God.
And llegó pinche Dan de Dio, los pinche chuteó en la cabeza. Like I don't know what the fuck.
To drive-by cartel
Who was
Come on.
style.
who was the who was the
Come on.
villain of comics publishers? Who was the villain? I don't
Come on.
remember. No,
What do you mean?
like there, everybody hated like one. The was it the shooter? Was it shoot? Yeah, shooter.
Jim
Jim
Shooter?
Shooter. Yeah,
Jim
Jim
Shooter
Shooter.
showed up and just killed comics because it was getting in on his nerves and shit. That's probably what happened and shit. I don't know.
What are you talking about, Ray? What are you talking about? What are you
Yeah,
referring to?
exactly.
Why did comics die? Why did comics?
Who said that? Who said
Oh,
that?
so that's what the fucking consensus is right now. Even that one Keone guy, what was the name? Neone, whatever. He's saying that there's no more young readers like fucking reading
Oh,
comics. and shit.
Neon, no, ¿cómo se
Yeah,
llama?
that shit.
Neon, yeah. Neon from Clownfish TV.
Yeah, he can't spell. So anyway, how is that possible? Like, well, I understand because most young kids are into like video games and shit like that. And if it isn't Twilight, or am I really dating myself? I think so. If it isn't Twilight, then they're not gonna read it and shit. Because kids don't really read anymore. Nobody fucking reads anymore.
See, that's where I disagree with that.
Mhm.
They do. It's just that nothing has been interesting to them to read.
Go to
or
Barnes
for them.
and Noble, Ray. You'll find a bunch of kids buying books.
But they're all
Dude,
buying
yeah,
what? What are they buying?
They're buying Dogman. They're buying kids. They're buying books that are targeted to their demographic.
Pinche
That's
dog.
why Marvel and DC books currently,
They're buying
even
dog.
though they say they're selling to young readers, they're not. They're selling to maybe 17 and up, because a lot of their content, from what I've seen, not all of it, because I don't pick up DC and Marvel regularly, but when I do check them out, when I skim through it, when I go to the shop on Wednesdays and I read through it, it's not engaging or enthralling enough to spark the imagination of a kid. It's just like there, and they pander. They don't write to the kid.
Oh my God,
They
Pander.
pander to the kid, and we people can read through that. They can see through. Even if you don't understand what pandering is, you can feel it when you read it, that you're being pandered to. You're being talked down to, as if someone's holding your hand to follow, so you can follow along in the story. When you and I were kids, Ray, or también tú, Oli,
Uh-huh.
we picked up comic books and they never pandered to us. They just told the story, and we got to learn big words. We got to learn cool ideas, multidimensional, right? Super speed, flying, magic, whatever the case, black magic, hypersonic speed, whatever. You know what I mean? You get the point. And on top of that, I distinctly remember when I started reading comic books, what the biggest allure for me, the biggest, like, I guess, scent that, like in the old cartoons, the Warner Brother cartoons, right? The smoke, and they smell the scent, they kind of follow the scent to the meal or whatever, was the artwork was top notch all across the board. In every major mainstream book, be it DC, Marvel, even Image, even though they were late, even though they were extremely late on a lot of their books,
Sí.
the artwork was still phenomenal.
You know what?
And
you have a very, very solid point right there. I'll add to that right now. Go ahead.
yeah, and so nowadays there's not a lot of that. There's nothing that's eye popping like it was back in the 90s. And I know people, today kind of look back in the 90s as if like, well, that was a different time. That was when people, didn't really know what they wanted. It's like, well, yeah, but the market always filtered out those who couldn't hang. Meaning, yeah, you had a bunch of artwork that looked like Jim Lee copycats, and Rob Liefeld and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
But the market eventually phased them out, not because the art quality went down, it's because the story wasn't strong enough for them to keep coming back to read it. Which is what it boils down to every time, right? Right or wrong?
You know what, man? Like this discussion always goes back and forth, as far as it's art, it's the writing, it's the story, and blah blah blah, whatever.
It's a combination of everything, Ray.
It is a combination of everything, but I will say it. This is from a writer's point of view. I will say it. It is a visual medium. Period.
Yeah.
If you don't have something that grabs you, if you don't look at a cover and it doesn't grab you, then you're done. Even for a little kid. What I mean, like the Dogman comics, like, or books or whatever, what is on the cover? It's Dogman, but it's drawn like for a kid.
Dude, Dogman's gonna get a surge of sales after the fucking movie comes out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah.
It's deserved.
Hmm.
They worked hard. The people who created that IP worked really hard to get it to where it's at.
Whatever happened to Teen Dog? Remember Teen Dog?
No.
Ese sí
No.
me caía mi pinche mal. Teen Dog me caía mal. I don't know why.
I bet it did.
But no, you have a very valid point, man. And honestly, I've been listening to these guys' podcasts, different podcasts, and of course Liefeld's. I always come back to Liefeld's podcast because he brings receipts. He tells us, as much as the truth as you can believe, whatever. But he tells it. He does it straight, man. He tells it to you straight. And it was interesting because he had. I know you don't listen to him, but he had his son come on the podcast with him, and he was talking to him about what teens and 20-somethings are into, right?
Right.
And remember when I told you we were having that discussion about how were you introduced to superheroes? His son nailed it on the head. He said the exact same thing. He said the reason that I'm into superheroes is because I played the video games. And then I got into the backstory, into comics and shit like that. But that's their entry point. Before
not even his dad, dude. Help was the entry point.
No, because that's usually what happens, dude. My kids are surrounded by fucking toys and comics, and they don't care. They're into Legos, like Liefeld's kid was saying. They're into Legos. They're into video games. They're into fucking Skibbity Toilet, whatever the fuck that is. All that stuff.
Brain rot.
Yeah, brain rot. They're not into reading comics. They have tons. They have access to all my fucking books, and they don't touch them. I don't know if they don't touch them because they're afraid I'm going to get mad, which is bullshit because they're fucking meant to be read. And it's interesting that Liefeld brought up his son. He brought his son on the fucking show, and he was talking to him about the new movies that are coming out, what his perspective on stuff of. And I think he's like 21 or 22. He's right at that age.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, like, yeah, the reason that I'm into superheroes is not because of you, Dad. It's because I was into the video games and the toys and stuff like that. And that's how I was introduced into this stuff. And then it made me curious about the comics, but not so much to the point where I became a rabid collector. It was just like one of those things where I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. I know the backstory because of the video game. And it's like that, man. It's weird how people, or not people, but kids are getting into this, their gateway drug or whatever.
How is that weird though?
Because to us, it was the books, because we didn't have access to internet. We didn't have.
I'm going to add to that, Ray. Maybe for you personally, it was the books, not for me.
Oh, Mr. Bougie over here. What, you had fucking internet access and stuff?
It's the same thing with me, dude. I didn't get into comics because of comics.
Otro pinche video game nerd.
It had nothing to do with the video games either.
What were you into?
It was Nintendo. Nintendo inspired me to draw, but the Turtles, dude, was my gateway into comics.
Oh, there you go. So was it the cartoon? It was the cartoon then, right?
I was about to ask him. Was it a cartoon?
It was a cartoon. Yeah.
There you go. That was his gateway. Was the cartoon?
What was it about the cartoon?
So what?
What was it about the cartoon?
Because I saw they had comics in 7-Eleven from the cartoon.
No. But what was it about the cartoon when you first saw it that made you be like, "Holy shit, what is this? Like, what? I need more of this."
Was I was at the right age? I just got hooked with. How does a kid get hooked with a fucking turtles and ninjas and shit like that?
Yeah, who doesn't get hooked by that fucking cool ass intro song?
Timon, way.
Yeah. But hold on. I'm just trying to get to a point. What age were you at?
When did it air? 90, 80, what? 80.
Well, how old were you? How old were you when you discovered the Turtles?
I think I was 8.
Okay. What about you, Julius?
For me, it was the movies.
How old were you?
For me, it was the Batman movie, and obviously the Christopher Reeve Superman movie.
Timon.
And then when it started, at that time I didn't know it was based off a comic book. I just knew it was a famous character. That's all I knew about it. When I first watched Superman, I think it was 9 when I first watched Superman, the actual movie, and of course Batman came out, and I knew that Superman was an old cartoon because they, I had cable television, so I had access to channels that would sometimes replay the Fleischer cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it wasn't until maybe I was 11 when I discovered there's such a thing as comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And the first instance was a very off the wall, like just like very random moment where I was dumpster diving for cans, and I used to hop in the dumpsters and like look for cans as a little
I
kid.
did that too,
You
Julius.
know what?
Yeah,
That's fucking interesting. I'll get into that right now. But okay, so
and so yeah, and I remember finding a worn out ish trade of Born Again, Daredevil's Born Again.
wow.
And I remember
Wow.
thinking like, wow, the artwork's really cool in this. And what is this? What is this thing I'm looking at? Daredevil? What is that? And I was digging the artwork, David Macellini's artwork, but I didn't know. I didn't know what that was. So I left it there. 'Cause I was like, wow, what am I gonna do? Take this half ripped up, comic book, to my house. So then fast forward a few years later when my cousin brought home the first issue of Spawn, and he wasn't into comic books, my cousin. He was a graffiti artist. He loved climbing the sides of buildings and tagging up the wall, the sides of the building with his cool name and his graffiti art. He no interest in comics whatsoever. But the reason why he had that issue of Spawn #1, was because I'll never forget it. He told me, "I just love the artwork. The artwork looks fantastic."
The cover actually looks like graffiti art.
Yeah, that's probably why that again.
Like a mural.
Again, it's the allure. That's what lure, like, what is that? What is this? And of course his friend was like, "Oh, this is a comic book. It's called Spawn." He's "Oh, can I borrow this?" Because he wanted to study the art.
Yeah.
And his friend was the actual nerd, because his friend was like, "Yeah, you could borrow this, but just please keep it in the whiteboard and don't leave it out outside the whiteboard."
Oh
So
my God.
when I asked my cousin if I could look at it, my cousin like told me like, "Okay, take it out, but I need you to put it right back into the board after you're done," because my friend told me that he wants it in good condition when I give it back to him. I was like, okay. But that was my gateway, was the culmination of the movies, and then obviously like a year later after that incident, that's when my dad drove by a comic shop that I saw, and I made a mental note as to where it was at, and then I took the bus to that comic shop after that with my what do you call it, my chore money. No, my chore money. The money I got from my chores. So
I thought you said my cholo money.
no. No, the money from my chores that I used to collect.
Your allowance, pues, no? No.
Yeah, no, not my allowance. Actually, my parents taught me, the value of hard work and paying off. So if I wanted money, I had to work for it. I had to clean something for it.
Right. This comment by Eric is kind of sus, by the way.
Huh?
This comment by Eric.
I am a teacher, and even the pretty girls play Fortnite and talk about lobbying with their friends after school.
Why is pretty girls in quotations? And what do you know, pretty girls? Eric, what the hell?
But the point being, Ray, going back to to your point with Rob Liefeld's observation, or his son's observation, is that's not uncommon. It's just now it's different. Now it's because of video games instead of movies. Maybe movies are a big part of it still, because, like I said, in Friday's show, on my show, Kyle mentioned how he got into comics because of the movies.
Yeah.
And primarily the Flash CW show.
Interesting.
The Flash CW show he loved as a kid, as a preteen. He was like, "This is my show. I love this show." And so when he found out, oh, this is based, because we know the credits, right, based on the comic book by whatever. When he saw that, he was like, "Comic books? Oh, it's based off a comic book." And then he, Google at his fingertip, typed in, comic book stores near me, and there was one by his house. He went to it, and that was his first experience entering a comic shop.
And then they made fun of him, and he left.
They didn't make fun of him, but they didn't help him either.
Just kidding, Kyle.
Wow.
But that adds to my point about how it's a combination of things. It's not just one thing anymore. It's now a combination of a little bit of everything.
It builds.
It's interesting because my gateway, or whatever the fuck, was also kind of, I guess, like on TV. I don't know. Well, the Electric Company. Do you remember the Electric Company?
Mhm.
I do. I vaguely remember it.
You remember the electric company? So on the electric company, they would teach you about English. They would teach you how to, sentences, structure, all that other shit. Morgan Freeman was on it, whatever. But they had a side like show, or they had a show integrated into the show that dealt with Spider-Man. It featured Spider-Man, and Spider-Man would come out, and it was like comic book panels come to life. And he would come out, and also the same thing. He'd never talk, but he would have the word balloons above him, and I was like, what is this? And that like piqued my interest of like, how is that? How is it happening that they're telling a story through pictures with words? That was weird. I was like fucking 6 or fucking 7. I don't remember, man. It was like that. But the interesting part was that when I went, I don't know where the hell I went. I went, I think it was the swap or some shit like that with my parents. And I found, it's always at the fucking swap. I found a copy of the Electric Company comic with Spider-Man on the cover. And I like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. I just saw that like at school, because I saw this at school. When I was at home, my parents would always watch novelas. I never got a chance to watch anything cool, and if I did, it was like I would have to watch it on little tiny black and white TV, but I never watched it. I never watched Electric Company or anything on PBS unless I was at school. And I connected the two, and I was like, what is this? And I picked it up and I looked at it. I didn't buy it because I didn't have any money.
You stole it.
I know I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I didn't have it. But I connected the two. I'm like, oh, so this is how the show was like basing it off of this. In my brain, I was trying to formulate the way that it worked. And in my head, I was thinking like, this is the comic that they showed on the show. And that's how I started kind of getting interested in what was going on, because it was a new form of storytelling to me. And I'd always been interested in that. And it wasn't until years later that I got into comics. And once again, Spider-Man was the book. And kind of like what you were doing, I was dumpster diving, or not really dumpster diving. I was walking around after school. I think I was in the 7th grade, and I was walking around, and I went to the middle school, and the middle school is like a fucking like 2-3 minutes away from where I live. Right? Had a duffel bag full of porn. That's a different story. Some person. That's a whole different story.
I remember that story.
That's a real
The Mexican.
story.
You're talking about the Mexican comics?
The Mexican comic. What's this?
Does Julius know about that story?
Who?
The ditch where you found the porn?
I told you that story, didn't I?
Yeah, I think we all have similar stories there, because that's how I discovered porn too. Was at a ditch.
No, but the story that I told, that I said you would remember it because I got a concussion out of it.
Maybe you did. I just can't remember.
Okay, if there's time.
I mean, I am an old man, so
Well,
it's not
that's
that far off.
true. If there's time, I'll tell a story. But I was walking around, and I went to the middle school, and I don't know what possessed me to look in the trash can. And they had trash cans on site, and I looked in the trash can. At the bottom of the trash can, the only thing that was in there was a copy of Spider-Man. I want to say it was like oh my God. It's the cover is the one where it's the red and blue suit and the black suit ripping Peter Parker apart.
Oh, okay.
And I cannot remember for the life of me what issue number that was. And I reached into the fucking trash can and I picked it up, and I was like, holy crap, what is this? This is a Spider-Man comic. I haven't seen one of these in a while. And that's what got me back into it. And after that, I just started collecting books. I started collecting comics. I would, like you said, I'd save up my money, convince my parents to take me to the comic book store that was in the Northeast, which is like fucking 45 minutes away.
No, man.
And that's how I got into it. So I guess in a way you are correct, sir, because it's all different for each person. But as of late, it seems more prevalent that it's like media, not like comic book media, but like movies or video games.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I guess that's the way the modern audiences get exposed to it, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Uh-huh.
The issue is that when you do convert a few people who were like, this looks pretty cool, I actually want to check these out. They go into the shops and they find the new, depending on whether or not the store owner is friendly or extrovert, or even the employees. Because Kyle did share that when he went to his first comic shop, he had a terrible experience because there was a girl there, a gothic girl. He remember specifically it was a gothic
Oh
girl.
shit.
And he's like, he walked in, right? This 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid, right? Teenager. And he's kind of looking around. He's kind of overwhelmed because he doesn't know where to look, doesn't know where to find the Flash comics, doesn't know anything about nothing. And so he's kind of wandering around, kind of looking. He's kind of going, I don't know where to start. And so he walked up to the girl who was like, I don't know what she was doing. I don't think he remembers. But he said, yeah, do you have any Flash comics? And she just pointed like, nonchalant, said, they're over there in the middle, the bins. And he was like, oh, okay. So he went to the bins and he saw the little tab that said Flash. So he started looking through it and he was like, I have no idea what to get. Like, I have no clue. And so he just bought the books and she was like, okay, thank you. And that was it. And me, on the other hand, my first experience was the opposite. When I walked into my shop, again, I was 13. So obviously I'm a teenage boy, right? And I'm looking around, I'm like mesmerized. It's like Wizard of Oz when she first opened the door at the, Oz. Just mesmerized by all the colors, all the cool posters, the statues, the action figures, the walls of books, full of
Yeah.
books, and the bins, the back bins in the middle of the store. And so I was just kind of like, and I could tell I'm assuming, yeah, he was the owner because he was a tall white dude. He saw me and he was like, can I help you with anything? And I was like, oh, yeah, this is just my first time here. I'm just kind of looking around. I said, okay, well, just so you know, the walls are all the new titles that come out every week. So you can check those out. DC is over here, Marvel's over there. If you like Superman, Batman, it'll be on the DC wall. But if you like X-Men and those kind of characters like Spider-Man, they're on that wall over there. The bins that you see there in front of you are full of old issues, so you can look through those if you like. There's a bunch of Superman over there, this and that. And he's like, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. And now I was sold, right? I was like, oh, I'm coming back here now. Shit, the guy's gonna answer every question I have. And that goes back to the point I was trying to make too about how it's a combination of everything as to why new readers, which is why I agreed with Neon's post, because it's true. When I go to the comic shop today, I don't see kids in there, dude. I see adults. I see adult men. Maybe some girls with their girlfriends who are also fan comic book readers, because you could tell by the way they act and how they look through books, and talk to the cashiers. But for the most part, from the other girls that I've seen, they're there with their boyfriends kind of dragged into the shop. You could tell they had this bored look on their face. They're kind of just like waiting for their boyfriend to like hurry up and buy their books.
Mm.
But hardly do I ever see any kids in there. Hardly ever. And that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a
huge
big time problem because there's not going to be anything after us.
Exactly. So that's why when you posted your Neon's full of shit, it's kind of like, well, bro, I mean, he has a point. You can not like the guy all you like, but he still has a point.
He responded to his tweet, right?
Nah.
No, to me, to my retweet.
Oh, okay.
About the topic of the show on Friday. But yeah, it made me think about well, not what can we do, what can I do, right? Well, what can I do to kind of counter that if I really wanted to? And honestly, the best way currently is the art has to match the story, or the art has to be exceptional.
That comes that brings us to our next thing, because like the whole visual medium thing that I was telling you. Once again, I go back to Liefeld because his podcasts are very like, I don't know, man. Even though he has a hard time talking, he still like gets the message across. And he was saying that there's periods when we were growing up where the art was fucking killer. Like the art was what drew us to the book.
Yeah.
And, it's like the whole John Byrne run and then the Dave Cockrum run. He was talking mostly about X-Men. And then there was a big lull where there was nothing going on and all the issues were quickly forgotten. There was a few like highlights here and there, but the X-Men didn't become all fucking badass again until Silvestri showed up. And then, after Silvestri, Jim Lee, and after Jim Lee, Adam Kubert, after Adam Kubert,
Right.
Joe Mad. And then once again, there's the big lull where there's hit or miss, a few highlights and nothing. Because I think someone asked him what could make the X-Men great again. And he said, fucking bullshit. Anyway, what could make the X-Men great again? And he said a killer art team or someone that's really, really good
Yeah.
at what they do.
Yeah.
But he was also saying that Marvel usually puts those top tier artists. They don't leave them on the book once again because it comes back to the whole thing that they don't want to create another image. They don't leave those people on the book. They keep rotating them on different books. So you got to follow them around, and you don't get to stick around with the book that you like
But
them on.
but that's counterproductive, no?
It is
Well,
counterproductive.
yeah, and that's another factor as to the other problem facing the industry. That's the added little problem. So let's recap them real quick. It's store owners not being friendly and not being informative to the kids who come in and don't know what they're looking for, and they kind of get turned off by the bad service. That's number one, right? Number two is obviously the quality of work, and number three, like you mentioned, Ray, Liefeld actually, is that they don't want to create new superstars because they don't want to do another image, and that's a major factor. And I believe, do you guys follow Valerie DeRosio's
Yes, I've seen
Twitter
Yeah.
her
page?
posts.
So she provides a great insight as to the thinking of the individuals currently behind the gate in the industry, the gatekeepers currently.
Mhm.
And the issue is that you're right, Ray. There's a lull, after Cockrum and Byrne and all, I'm sure other contemporaries that are not really remembered because they didn't really cause a big splash. However, they did provide quality work anyway, regardless. But what happened was the editorial at the time, the gatekeepers at the time, realized, okay, we got to spark something up, and they will go to the cons. They will go to and check out artists' work and go, this guy has something. We could probably cultivate his ability if I just if I have this editor on him with this writer, yeah, he could probably kill it.
Yeah.
That art form in itself, the editorial, like being able to look at it and be like, okay, you're not there yet, but if I hook you up with Peter David, he could get something out of you.
Mhm.
Or if I hook you up with Chris Claremont, he could get something out of you. That's gone. That's also gone. Because now I like this guy, but he's a conservative. That's a problem for me. Or he's too loud online. That's a problem for me. That ain't making sense. Everything's just looking at how you behave, and the reality is like, who cares how you behave? Can you move books? Can you push books? So we're in the lull now because all the superstars that are there, I see them, dude. I see them on Instagram. I see them on Twitter. I see a lot of people's artwork, and I'm like, dude, why isn't this guy drawing DC right now? Why isn't this guy drawing Marvel right now? What's going on here? And it's safe to say Valerie's right. They don't want comic shops anymore. These people want their books in Barnes and Noble. They want to be listed as New York Times bestsellers instead of, what's the website that Comicron, is that the one that follows all the figures and the numbers and stuff in
Yes.
sale?
Yeah.
So they don't want to be on Comicron. They want to be a New York Times bestseller. So the indication for me was when they made fun of that one shop owner. Remember that one shop owner that
Yeah.
the pros made fun of, and it was like, dude, this guy picks up your books and you're like making fun of his weight. What the hell?
Yeah.
And that was for me a big, like, because even I know, even though I've never been part of the level like you guys have been going through Diamond, or previews, but I know enough that it, like, they could say yes or no to you, man. If you piss off the shop owners, doesn't matter how good your book is. It could be the next Ninja Turtles. They'd be like, nah, I'm cool.
Pretty much, man.
And that's another factor that's hurting the industry, is that there's a lot of shop owners the same way. Well, I know he's a liberal. I'm gonna pick up his book. When in reality, it's like, dude, who cares? Like, do you want money or not? Do you want to sell money? You want to cultivate the culture or not? And that's the issue, is that people put their feelings ahead of the bottom line, which is, yeah, this is arts, but it's also commerce. We're selling a product to you guys, to readers at the end of the day.
I can see that. I can see what you're saying.
So
So that's why we're in the shit.
that's why we're in the shit right now. Yeah, that's why I agree, and that's why instead of creating YouTube channels where we just bitch about oh, wokeism is killing comic books, or Marvel is destroying this, DC is destroying that. It's like, okay, well, I know some of you guys have channels and some of you guys have books. Why don't you try reaching out to your local comic shop and see if you can do something to change that current?
No, because I want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You can still make money. It may not be.
I want to make all profit.
I want to sell out.
You can still make profit. See, that's it. Here's the issue
shop.
with my here's my issue. Here's my personal issue with that. It's all across the board. It's universal. We all suffer from it, and that's greed.
Mhm.
Greed. We all want the most out of something we put in. I understand that. I totally get that because I'm the same way, man. I'm human, just like everyone else. But for me, I understand the fundamentals, the foundation of what makes an exceptional comic book exceptional. Is that people won't, after reading it, are going to want to reread it and want more from you, because it's got to be the top notch, or it's got to be different at least, or unique, or something that's kind of connects with you on a human level. And most of us don't want to settle for, well, I don't want to just make $200, but failing to realize, well, I mean, for now you're making $200, but what if the people who bought your book and you got that profit, that $200 margin profit, turns into $800 the next time you do a run, because of word of mouth, right? You sell yourself to the point where, like, oh, dude, I actually bought this last book. It was really good. Oh, this is a new one. Oh, I'm gonna get it. You should get it too. And that's another tried and true factor, is the word of mouth. It's important. So I think at this point, for me, 2025 for me is the year of solutions. Is no more bullshitting, no more bitching. Find the fucking solution and shut the fuck up and do it. That's my outlook going forward for 2025, because it's a put up or shut up time, dude. Seriously, in terms of business, the business side of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the walls are closing in, man. Like,
they're definitely closing in, for
the walls
sure.
Are closing in. They were talking. I was reading some article today that in fucking maybe less time than 5 years, AI will be able to make movies like by itself. Like, you don't need anybody anymore. You just fucking type in what you want, and the fucking AI will make the movie for you.
Hey, that's what happens when you let anyone in to produce what's supposed to be high quality art.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. That's pretty much the outcome of that. Too much greed and not enough delivery. And what I mean by that is, I remember, I'm a cinema guy too, so I follow the film industry as well. Not as close as comic books, because I'm not trying to pursue filmmaking, but I still keep an eye on it just because. And yeah, that's what I discovered, dude. This past 15, 20 years, it's been nothing but spoiled, new blood, like the new breed of like college graduates who just expect everything to be handed to them at the highest price possible without proving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they got into positions of like writing gigs, right? Writing teams. Some movies even got made from their screenplays they bought because they knew someone who just liked them, because, well, yeah, I mean, you're one of us, so I'm just gonna push this script through, and they will make it, and the movies will bomb.
It's still disconnected. Right, sorry.
And that's what happened with the comic book industry too. They allowed a bunch of people in that were not talented enough, that didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and they didn't care to learn.
Yeah.
Because they were going to write whatever they wanted, and if you spoke out against it, then you were some kind of phobe. A phobe of something, of some kind. Bigoted, homophobe, whatever the case may be, if you didn't like, my book. So
Exacto.
Yeah, and so the quality of story went down because of it. It suffered because of it. And I'm a guy who doesn't care, dude. Honestly, like, this is not me, spewing against the quote unquote woke. I don't care, bro. You can write whatever the fuck you want. It's your art.
That's my attitude also, Julius. I mean,
Yeah.
you write your thing, you do you.
Yeah.
And I do my shit.
Not only that, but if you want to do you, bro, at least fucking entertain me while you're doing it.
And we can
There you go.
coexist. No.
Yeah, we can coexist, dude. I don't mind reading your shit. If you
Uh-huh.
want to write about fucking, trans heroes, fine, but it better be entertaining when I read it.
Better be the best trans heroes ever.
Yeah, something where it actually is interesting, at least interesting. I'll be like, okay, that was pretty cool, that was pretty funny, but it's not that. It's not that at all, actually. I mean, The Authority probably was the most, like, I mean, that's the prime example of like having two gay lovers in Apollo and Midnighter, and nobody had a fucking problem with it
Right.
because the stories were entertaining as fuck. And
I totally agree with you.
yeah, and that's the thing. That's what happened. They took away. Well, I don't. Why should I entertain you? No, you should be lectured about my struggle.
No. Come
And
on.
it's like, oh brother.
Oh brother.
Oh,
I mean,
brother.
that's something that I guess we at 6x6 Comics, and I speak for all of us, have tried to do. Like, we educate you, but we entertain you at the same time. We're not smacking you over the head with that.
Yeah, which I'm
I
fine with. I'm fine with that.
I don't think the word educate is the correct one.
What's the word then?
It's because our
Inform.
or there's a lot of social commentary, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of critique, no?
But if you look at it, who are our inspirations when it comes to that? Fucking Romero, shit like that,
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go.
So
you at least
there's
know.
a place for it.
You at least recognize where it came from
Uh-huh.
at that point. From that perspective. Like, yeah, I'm going to mention, the prison industrial complex and why it's a problem in our society, but it's going to be in the background, mentioned briefly, while at the same time you're being enjoyed with a total beatdown between the hero and the villain in the climax of the story. You know what I mean? Or in the build up to the climax of the story, where it's still enthralling, it's still entertaining, it's still engaging, but you're not boring the reader with all the facts of the matter. You're kind of just glossing over it, but at least the idea behind it anyway, which is what I used to agree with Alan Moore during his interviews back in the 80s, which was, I'm going to mention something that's important to me, but it's not to lecture you, it's to just get you to think about it, and maybe if you have time, look it up yourself.
Can you say that with the British accent, like with Alan Moore?
Oh, I can't do an Alan Moore accent, dude. It's
That'd
been
be
a while. He has a very unique accent. It's a very cool accent, but yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Do Rob doing Alan Moore.
Do Rob? Yeah, no shit. Do Rob doing Alan Moore, man. That shit's hilarious. I would do it, but everything I do sounds Jamaican. Hey, man, I'm Alan Moore, man.
Hey, blood crime.
There's nothing wrong with comics. There's
Comics?
nothing. Yeah, comics. He has like a distinct, enunciation, like delivery with his.
I mean,
with his accent.
I gotta start liking Alan Moore now, man. That's all they left me with. They took away my Gaiman, so it's like fuck Guatemala, Guatapeor. So fuck it, whatever. All right. So what's up with Alan Moore these days? Shit.
He's done with comics, dude. He's done.
Yeah, I know.
He's done.
I am.
And that's that. Well, that for me, it's things are looking bleak, but I think they're looking bleak for the big box.
I no longer wish to do comics.
Was that the music in the background? Like,
you hear that?
I heard
yeah,
that.
I heard that.
that was the sad music.
The sad music.
I left comic books because they're
Comics.
overrun by fascist right-wingers.
They're not graphic novels. They are comics. Comics. See, man.
They're for kids.
I told you, man. The comics, man. Oh, man. So, yeah. And speaking of which, the whole Neil Gaiman thing, before we come back to the whole, death of comics thing. Damn, dude, what the fuck's going on, bro? Like, what the hell was that all about?
Tu compota, güey.
Compotas, too, güey.
I mean,
right now,
seriously, dude, it broke my fucking heart, dude. It did. It broke my fucking heart. I teared up a little bit because, like, no way, come on, no way, yeah, way. It's like, shit, dude. Alan Moore just likes to read books. His daughter says he's got books stacked high surrounding him like a wall. Oh, his daughter,
that's cool.
His daughter
That's
that
cool.
tried to write also. I remember her.
Well, he also wrote a novel recently. He published a novel. So
Julius, I wrote a novel. I wrote a novel, Julius.
have you read it? Do you understand it? Because it might be too high concept for you.
Have you read my
Abracadabra.
novel, my Julius? Julius, it's not a graphic novel. It's a novel.
That's pretty good, by the way.
That was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'll admit it.
Come on. No, but I'm sorry. I completely like stepped all over you when about the Gaiman thing. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was going to say that we have to remind ourselves these are allegations, not it hasn't been proven yet. So we have to take that into account, because I'm a believer in the justice system, even though it's not the greatest right now. I still believe in it.
It's failed me quite a few times, yes, but
Yeah,
nonetheless,
it's failed me, but it also hasn't failed me a few times either. It's been a good, nice balance for now. But I read the article. I'm sure like everyone else, I read the whole thing, and I just kind of found myself asking, like, wait, these are all allegations, though. I mean, is there video? Are there pictures? Is there like
there's
DM text
one
messages?
thing. There's one thing that really like kind of like put me off, and it's the fact that he came out. I don't know if you read his rebuttal.
Yeah. You shared his essay.
He came out, and it's like he kind of like did. I don't understand, man. Like, if you do something, then you fess up to it. I understand that, but at the same time, when he does it, when he speaks about it, it was cool, man. Like, we were consenting adults, man. And that's the shit that happens. I'm like, that didn't sit well with me. I don't know, man. Like, just
since he's a proclaimed, male feminist, he did say believe all women.
Yeah,
and when you do that and you get called out by it, yeah, it's kind of tough to face people after that.
Exactly. Like, everything you're saying is like, you just said to believe the women, but now you're saying, hey, believe that it happened but a different way, or what are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, what happened was, it sounds to me that the women did consent, and they probably didn't like his kinks, and he did them anyway, and now they're regretting it because either someone got into their ear, or they just kind of thought about it some more and went like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Dude,
I'm gonna say something and ruin his reputation because I could. Because
were
they're gonna believe me.
That sounds about right.
Those were some serious fucking kinks, bro. Like, cabrón.
Hey,
Like,
you telling me, bro? But you know what? He's a libertine. That's not surprising.
He's British.
He's a British libertine, and you know what a libertine is, right?
yeah, Ripa.
No, fool. No,
Okay.
not a libertarian. A
Oh,
libertine.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's their way.
Ripa doing ATM? Pinchy Ripa?
No, dude, no. He's a libertarian. I'm talking about libertines.
Oh,
You know what a
libertine.
libertine is?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you, or are you just being sarcastic with me?
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Está mamando, güey. Está mamando.
Yeah, güey. I'm mamando, güey.
I couldn't tell. A libertine is a I guess the equivalent of like, well, if it feels good to me, it's gonna feel good no matter what it is.
No, a sadist.
No, not a sadist. I mean, kind of, but
Yeah,
but it's supposed to be the like the philosophy of the free love movement. Like, it's all good, man. Like, yeah, I love her and I love her too. It's okay. We could both leave
Wasn't
each other at
Oscar
the same
Wilde
time.
a libertine? I think so.
I think so. Yeah, Oscar was a libertine. Yeah, he was famous. So was Ben Franklin. Franklin was a libertine as well.
Ben Franklin cochino. Okay, yeah.
Oh, fool! That fool. He talking about
Wait.
like an orgy. You
Fuck,
say?
dude,
Well,
like,
then, count me in.
He fucking brought syphilis back to the States. That's how fucking
Serious, yeah, that's how serious it was. His maniacal-ness.
Chico chino.
Chico.
So, dude, honestly,
anyway,
yeah, honestly, like I'm not surprised when that came out. I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
Shit, dude, that's like.
And I think one story is pending. I think there's one victim who actually is going to take him to court. So we'll see then if everything they claimed were true, because the only reason why Harvey Weinstein got caught, that people forget, because people think like enough people came forward and that's how it went down. That's not how it went down. He went down because he tried to do the same shit he done to all these other women in the past, to the wrong person. She was an
What?
Italian. I think she was an Italian model who became a TV host and then wanted to
Oh,
make
okay.
movies.
Hmm.
And then she met with Harvey Weinstein, who tried, invite her up to the hotel room, did the whole thing. But she actually did the right thing by when she like left, crying, shaking up. She went straight to the police department and filed the
Mm.
report. And she was lucky because they had already opened a file against Weinstein, but they didn't have enough to get him. So the lead investigator, met with her and told her, "Look, I know this is going to be tough for you. I know I'm going to ask a lot from you, but I need you to go back to his hotel room with the wire and get him to admit what he tried to do to you." And kudos to that woman, bro, because she fucking did it. She fucking went, "All right, I'll do it," and went back there pretending like I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, okay, well, come in. Now, okay, come in. And then, yeah, bro, that's how they got him. Was because of her. It was because of that brave woman. It's the only
Yeah.
reason why they got him.
There's
So,
there's speaking of that, kind of in a way like adjacent to that or whatever. Um, the thing that kind of like not so much bothers me, but I have questions about is his wife, and she's like a punk rocker. She's a musician, and
dude,
apparently
she's a great musician too.
yeah, she
You talking
went
about
estranged.
Amanda Palmer?
Palmer, yeah, she went estranged from him like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But before that, they had both admitted to having an open relationship, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And I'm in my head like the math doesn't math out to me because if this shit's been going on for a long time, then she was aware of his kinks. She was aware of what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
And
but you have to remember, consent is huge.
yeah, that's true.
So
But at the
he
same
probably
time,
he probably had a lot of women consent to it. That's the thing.
do you think, and this is just me like spitballing, I'm not
Yeah,
accusing
yeah. Remember,
anyone or anything.
everything we talk about here, guys, is alleged.
It's
So
alleged. Do you think that maybe she had something to do with introducing these women to him? Because,
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe,
Are, are
bro. I
are
mean,
these women also comic artists or writers or
they were
just
nannies and shit.
maybe. I mean,
random
who knows,
random
dude? Who knows?
I
It
know
could
for one
be.
one for sure was a nanny. I know that much.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think there was another one that was like a fan or something. I'm not sure. But I mean, we can go
Like, call
back and,
me
and
master. Call me master.
yes,
That's not
dude, what the fuck? That's insane.
I
Fucking
shouldn't
hey.
laugh. That's not funny.
Was that dude watching Nosferatu or something? Master, you will refer to me as master.
No, I just think he, just like everyone else in history who have that kind of power, you eventually get drunk with it, dude, and you start getting worse and worse because the more you do things that get you off, they start to get like boring after a while, and so you push yourself.
That's fucking insane, dude. Like
Oh yeah, I know, man, I know, dude.
one lived in his backyard. Yeah, I heard about that. That they lived in the shed in the backyard or something.
I'm a
concept.
believer too of birds of a feather flock together.
Hmm.
So for all we know, bro, when Amanda Palmer met Neil Gaiman and they started to get to know each other, they realized they probably liked a lot of the same things, and that's why they got together. I mean, dude, you never. I mean, that's how people get attracted to each other, right? More like deeper is when you get to know them and you find out they're almost exactly like they like the same things you
Oh
like and
shit!
enjoy the
You
same things you
you
like.
like drinking urine too? Oh my
Yeah, like,
god!
oh yeah, I finally found you.
Here, drink mine.
Fucking shit,
Perfect,
dude.
perfect, bro. Yeah.
Fucking
Drink,
A.
bro.
Or actually, no. For Neil Gaiman, be like, oh, brilliant, brilliant.
Brilliant. Wizard. That's wizard.
Brilliant, old chap.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jack.
brilliant. No, brilliant old wizard. Ha!
I, 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 I,
Wizard.
I
I will
say,
have to
Neil,
drink. Yes, I will enjoy the
Neil,
warm taste of your urine.
please, Neil. I'm writing a graphic novel right now. Don't interrupt me, please.
Oh my god.
Fucking shit. Oh fuck, dude. This is fucking
Damn.
insane, dude. Like it's not even the end of the month yet. What the hell, man? Like
Day
Well,
26.
man, I just figure I'm again to add on again. I'm a believer of karma, dude. The more you do something that's bad and you know it's bad and you hide it, it's gonna come out tenfold against you.
Are we gonna repeat 2020? Is it still a repeat?
shut up. Don't everybody forgot about 2020 until you brought it up. All right.
Cause fucking January, I think it's gonna be like We're
What happened?
gonna roll.
What happened in 2020? You talking about like COVID, the shutdown of COVID, or
No.
Everything.
That January was a long ass month. We're
Yep.
we're gonna go into 31, and the next day is gonna be 32, and then
32.
34.
It just wouldn't end.
See, it wouldn't end, dude. Fucking January wouldn't end.
yeah.
This madre, man. Like, fuck. And then on top of that, going back to the whole Diamond thing, Diamond is no longer accepting indie publishers. Did you know that?
So they officially announced it.
Yeah, they're no longer accepting indie publishers no more.
Well, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah,
And this is
even
official now, right? This is not like a rumor or nothing
No,
like
no,
that.
this is official.
I mean,
can
I
find
could
information.
confirm that Pancho sent me an email because he was talking to a publisher. He was they were talking about submitting under the border, and he got email. You know what? Hold on the submission because yeah, we're Diamond is fucking us over. They owe us money, so we
Oh,
gotta
boy. Well, I mean,
we gotta sort that
you know
out.
what? They get kissed that money goodbye because Chapter 11 is not gonna probably get them
Yeah,
that money back.
exactly. Yeah.
Everybody that was supposed to get paid is gonna be frozen, dude. They can't get shit.
Yeah, either frozen or they're gonna pay probably half what they
Mhm.
owe, just to square everything away.
Rumor is right now, from what I've read, from what I've listened to, and this comes from Liefeld also, because you know fucking Liefeld, that more than likely 5 months, 5 months tops is what they have to
Before.
pull their ass out of the fire, and if not, they're
5 months. Okay.
Oh, I see.
So it's sink or swim after 5 months.
sink or swim if it's the fish, you know.
Here's my prediction.
Not really.
You could throw it in my face if I'm wrong.
It's still way.
I predict that if Diamond does go away or if they stay, they're just going to take on bigger clients and take on the stuff that makes them the most money, and that's it. That's going to be the end of it.
Everybody clip this.
But what bigger clients? Fucking Marvel ditched them. They went to Random House. Fucking DC and Image
maybe
are
a toy,
Lunar.
maybe a toy company. Maybe the thing you have to remember too is that they weren't strictly a comic book distribution company. They distribute other things too.
Yeah, it was pop culture stuff.
Pop culture.
Yeah. So they're probably realizing, okay, this is our money maker. This is what keeps the lights on. So we're just gonna focus on this, and everyone else we're gonna have to just let go. I predict that the vacuum that this is gonna cause will spring up a few individuals who probably have some good ideas of how to distribute in a new way that's a benefit for both the distribution company, the stores, and also the creators who want to get their books in comic shops. That's what I see. I if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a few more pop up to take the place because there's money involved here.
There used to be a
potential money
lot of them.
involved.
There used to be a lot of distributors out in the in the wild, but then everything started collapsing towards the late 80s, and in the 90s that's when Capital went under and Diamond was the one that was left standing and shit.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The Cold Cut Comics or Cold Cut Press or something like that. They were also distributors.
There was a few. I remember there were like three. There were like three companies that were used to distribute comic books regionally, not nationally. And yeah, I think there's gonna pop up a bunch of micro distributors that are eventually gonna, if I'm correct in this, and then they're gonna either sink because obviously distribution is no joke. It's a huge task to take on.
Mm-hmm.
Or they join forces. They start like, oh, hey, let's partner up and join our resources, and we could double this thing and make it work. But it's got to be, again, greed. Greed has to be quelled here.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why I say that is because at some point, in the early 2000s, like Mark Millar, shared in one of his tweets, he says he used to get paid $1,000 a page for his scripts at Marvel. Why? Why was that? Because his book sold a lot. Because Marvel knew, oh, we're gonna get this back easy. Like with one book, we're gonna make that money back, no problem. And that's where it needs to go. It needs to go back to the point where it's gonna have to go down for a minute before people can start, charging that much for a script. So you know what I mean?
We gotta stop thinking like Gordon Gecko and fucking
Yeah,
eat a little bit.
and think like I would say Mr. Deeds, Longfellow Deeds,
Mr.
or
T,
Ándale.
nice, very
Exacto.
you
nice.
know, someone who understood the importance of local economies. You know, okay, I'm not gonna make millions of dollars anymore because my books are not gonna sell nationwide. But I don't mind making a few thousand if I sell them to the comic shops in
I, I,
California, Nevada, and Arizona.
I
So does
guess if
that
we
mean? I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I guess if we break even, I think that's good. No, to start with.
Yeah, break
Very
even, and then on top of that, you develop a good relationship with the shop owners
Yeah.
as someone trustworthy, someone that you could just call directly or contact directly, and then they'll more likely trust you when you offer them more books that you produced, or if again, like I said, if you partner up with someone else, they might have a bigger catalog. Hey, well, I got these books here that you could check out, and if you maybe these would sell in your store. And then on top of that, do signings or parties, like release parties or something like that. Get
Simón.
people in the shop. Get people interested to going to the shops again, and like buying stuff from the stores. That's very not lucrative, but it could be beneficial for the shop owner as well, and yourself.
That one's a little tough on this end because we're in the wrong part of the woods for that because
Well,
just we
that's
don't
why
have a
you
lot of
network.
shops, but
Yeah, no,
in
that's why
other
you
parts of
network.
no,
That's what I was.
we have been networking. We went to Albuquerque. We made a lot of connects as far as the shops are there. They invited us back and stuff.
Simón.
Um, I mean, it's there. It's just the legwork that needs to be done.
Yeah, it's a legwork.
We need to hire Freddie Ness so he could call the
Fuck yeah,
shop.
Freddie, you got a job. It's
Call
like
the shop.
Scarface. Hey
Call the,
man, you got a job, Manny.
gotta call the shop. Say, hey, I got the Kryptonos, man. You want them?
Yeah, and
Want
that's
them or
another
what?
thing too, is that we are going to have to deliver high quality product. So the art has got to be phenomenal.
I mean, there's no. We don't have a have a problem with that.
I know,
Yeah, exactly.
I know you don't. That's the advantage we have.
Hey, can we
Yeah.
use the old standby now? Can we bring it back?
Go standby.
The old standby. Hey man, you know what? For the artist, the writer telling the artist, I can't pay you, but I can get you exposure. How about that?
No, 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 100
No,
times
no,
no.
no, no, no. Heck yeah, just don't tell Uncle Sam. Being chief
No.
rat.
Oh, we have to delete the stream then. Sorry.
There you go. No, I know. I
No,
I
it would
know.
have
I
to be
know.
done. It would have to be done the right way. It would have to be done the right way.
No, no, claro, güey.
And on top of that, it would have to be done in a way where um, instead of reaching for the top, you gotta look at the artists who are starting at the bottom who show potential and
Sí.
get them when they're cheap before they up their prices when they start to realize
Mm-hmm.
how good they are, number one, and B, how much demand they're getting for their services.
Dude, those Raymond Gay covers that we have, we lucked out, man, because now Raymond has a fucking a manager.
Yeah,
He has a
yeah.
fucking art manager.
And
Like
now
we have
I'm
to
sure
go through them.
his prices went up.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Shit.
So that's what I mean. That's the only way indie creators like myself, like you, Ray, Oli, like that's how we're gonna survive, is we're gonna have to look at the bottom of the mountain for these artists who show potential. They may not be perfect, they may not be there quite yet, but if you work with them a little bit, they can eventually get there. Because a lot of these artists, from my own experience, hiring them to work on my stuff, that's what I've learned in the 15 years I've been doing this, is that if I just pay close attention to their strengths, then I can point it out to them while I'm working with them and say, hey man, draw more of this and put this to the backseat and kind of work on it a bit. You're not quite there yet with this. So stick with this here, because this is where you're shining. And a lot of artists appreciate that. Not all of them, some get offended, but that comes with the territory. You might have to offend someone a few times if you want them to be better. So I just think that it's a golden opportunity. It may seem bleak, because it is. But there's always a flip side to that coin. Always, there's always going to be two polars, right? Two polars always. There's hot and cold, negative and positive. It's just, where do you how can you see the positive from the negative? How can you see the coolness from the heat, right? Or how can you see the positive from the negative? And then when you see the positive, then you just go for it, even when people tell you you're crazy for doing it.
That
So
makes
they
us
have to take some
thrive.
boldness.
That makes us thrive when they tell us we're crazy. No problem.
Yeah. So right now I see it as an opportunity. It's just a grand opportunity for something even better to come along. That's going to probably maybe not save the shops, but at least give them a little bit more of a lifeline and see if people like us or other indie creators can tap into our inner Stan Lees and just focus on our local areas for now. Cause some buzz in your local area instead of Bleeding Cool, having Bleeding Cool write an article about you.
Dude, fucking Bleeding Cool's so hard to get a hold of people, and then they're all like, "Who are you?"
Talking about buzz.
Yeah. What about buzz?
Check this out.
Oh yes, we were about to talk about this. So, can you read the letter? You want to read the letter?
No, not the letter. This.
You don't want me to read the letter?
No, keep it private.
Okay, we'll keep the.
We'll show it to Julius later. After the show.
Check this shit out.
What's this?
This is issue 1 of the Cryptonos. That's how much it's going for right now on eBay. The floppy.
Well. Look at that.
Wellity.
And you're getting nothing for it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. You get nothing for it. You, sir, get nothing. You get nothing.
The second-hand market way.
Jeez.
No, that's a good thing because then it's going to cause the elevation of what is this? I want to know what this is. Because this guy's paying, these people are selling it for this much, which is great. That's fantastic, dude.
This is an unslabbed
40,
book.
100. I like this, dude. Cryptonos 1 and 2, Blacktooth Comics, rare, low print. High grade.
I like that.
I mean,
dang.
Look, that's
what you should do?
That's in Chile.
You guys should reach out to these sellers and tell them, "Hey, you want me to sign this book for you?"
No shit.
That's
you know which one I cannot find on eBay? I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. Issue 4.
Nobody has issue 4.
Nobody has issue 4.
And I already did the housekeeping with the links with the link tree. Yeah, 4 are sold out.
4 is all sold out.
Yeah,
crazy.
Shit, man. I have one copy. I have one copy that I fucking hid from all of you.
Okay.
Or better yet, maybe what you can do too, Oli, is contact the sellers and say, "Hey, where'd you pick this one up at?"
Yeah.
And then make a note of the shop, so that way.
That one, the yellow one, the very first one, that has a banner behind it.
Yeah, Ept Comics.
We got to take a look at the list.
Raw Comics, Weird Comics.
Crazy.
There it is, right there.
Dude, we're out selling the Max. Wow.
Good job.
I had this comic, Diddley Do.
Yeah, it was a Larson book, right?
Yeah. It's weird, dude. I just saw the. Yeah, because the email we got, it mentioned that eBay's gonna fucking sell, ask for an arm and a leg, and I was like, eBay.
That's not the word he used, but yeah, close enough.
See. But yeah, dude. So I was like, eBay, what's going on eBay?
We've been getting messages here and there from people. I got one today, asking when the next issue's coming out. I have to direct them to Global Comics. By the way, issue 3 is going to be dropping on when?
Wednesday.
Ooh, nice.
Issue 3 will be dropping on Wednesday on Global Comics. So go check it out, guys. Go check out issue 3 of the Cryptonals. Issue 3 was the Man Dog issue. That one was fucking awesome, man. Everybody
No,
loved that one.
issue three is the Llorona issue.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the Llorona issue. That one that's right there, the red one. Mira, hasta se me olvidó. And I'm the one that wrote it, pendejo.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking shit. So that's the issue 3 right there, the Llorona issue. So go check
Oh,
it out.
this is from the UK. That's crazy.
Mhm. Wow, we made it all the way to the UK. Woo! Nice.
Dile, dile a tu amiga que están los cómics en UK. Los compre. So yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. It's a bittersweet. It's
It is
crazy.
bittersweet. It is bittersweet. I mean, the bad part is we're not making any cash off of this. Whatever.
Well, I knew that this book was gonna be sold like expensive because it's a low print run book.
Yeah,
I wanted this
And-
book to end up in the dollar bin.
it's
Well-
creating a buzz too, man. I'm sure when people read it, they're like, "Whoa, this is interesting. What is this?"
Simon. We'll show you the email right in a bit, Julius.
Sure, yeah.
We got an interesting email.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, and speaking of shops,
Dun dun dun. That's right, guys. Is this ready to go?
yeah, it's already it's live.
It's live. This is what we've been waiting for to tell you guys. This is a surprise to me because nobody told me it was live. So we are live now. 6x6 Comics, the online store, is live. So you guys
Oh,
can go
nice.
check it out. Pick up these books. We still have issues. A few issues of these. The Raymond Gay cover is there. We have the complete set of the Kryptonals. We have some Dead Stop and some Undead. No, we don't have Undead Border. And we have the Border Mayhem,
All Stars, the Spanish edition.
All-Star Border Mayhem, the Spanish edition. So, guys, we're going to be rotating the merch on this. So this is for a limited time. Go get it right now that it's available because they're going to sell out. People have been asking for these books, so they're going to sell out, and we will be doing a quick turnaround to send these out so that we can make more room in the warehouse that is my house so that we can get more stuff in here, man. So if you missed out the first time, there's still an opportunity. We got, like I said, we got the whole package right there of all the books that are available. We got the Kryptonolds Raymond Gay exclusive cover. We have the Dead Stop Rich Ayala exclusive cover. We have the Dead Stop Dario Rodriguez
A
die cut
cover.
cover. And then also the Rich Ayala All-Star Border Mayhem cover. God, I got fucking tongue-tied. I don't know what this wrong with me. Anyway, so we got all of those singles and also the complete run, and we're gonna throw in a free copy of the Guazine for all you guys. Ray touched. Yes, I did touch them with a part of my body. All of them.
I decided to create a whole pack
Nice.
because it's gonna save you on shipping, and there's a little.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we got some Guazines lying around, so you can partake on some more artwork, some more cool stuff on there.
Yeah,
Our
so
good
yeah,
friend.
everything here you see here for $60. I mean, I know you guys already have all this, but I mean, tell a friend, tell your neighbor.
You know what I found?
What did you find?
You know what I found that we should throw up there? Hold on, let me get them. Let me get them so you can see them. Hold on. Keep
I mean,
talking.
we only have 5 slots, 5 products to sell.
I know. Well, when we run out of them, we'll throw them up. Hold on.
Yeah. Everything's in limited quantity, guys. So if you haven't gotten your copies, hurry up.
Yeah, hurry up.
Make haste, because I mean, you don't want to pay $100 for a
Yeah, you don't want to be left behind
yeah.
to one of the greatest horror comics available today.
Hell yeah. Hell the fuck yeah. Dude, it's crazy watching your book at these prices, man. Like,
Yeah.
why? What?
Well, because that's the nature of the game of comics. Is the less of it there is, the more people want demand for it, and then you could upcharge it because you have it.
I mean,
And the key to, like, I guess, generating more revenue for the same book is to do a different print run.
Timon.
Something that's going to make them want, now I have to get it because or not only like the same people who backed it the first time or bought it the first time. Now they're going to want This one for because they want to be part of it, and also, I mean, new readers too, man, who probably missed out on picking up the book the first time, even
Exactly.
though they wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, I knew something like in the back of my mind that maybe these books will will go for like above retail price because they're low print run. Mira
And
nomás.
here we are.
Yeah. And I mean, you can still get these books at at $5-6 from shops, certain shops, because
Yeah, if they have them,
yeah, they have them.
if they
Exactly.
still have them.
Look, check it out. These people still have it, right? Oh, just 2 shops have issue 1, so you can still get it at $5. But yeah, dude. So it's been they're selling out, dude. And yeah, no money, no money's heading to our pocket. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that needs to be rectified some
Yeah.
way, somehow. Because I mean, you went this time around. You went through Blacktooth,
Yeah.
and
No, this
we
time
all
this time around.
we know the story behind that one. So
I
let's not
mean,
repeat it.
next time, if there's if Diamond survives after 5 months, I mean,
Okay, so
it's
check
out,
it out.
no?
I don't
It's
think they're
out.
going to pick up any new publishers though, bro. Like Ray said,
That's
Give it
true,
some
right?
time, and I mean, I would say maybe once everything is said and done, if they do
I don't think
survive
so,
and they're
man.
recognized,
I don't
maybe at
think
the
so.
beginning of next
Está
year,
cabrón, está cabrón eso, sí.
it's possible. Okay, so if you guys, fuck it, let's throw it out there. So the next 5 people, I don't care who it is because we'll have the addresses. The next 5 people that buy off of the 6x6 website will get one of these. Ready?
What the hell? Is it like sticker?
It's a sticker. It's a Kryptonite sticker.
Did you print those?
Long time ago. I actually lost them. I couldn't find them for like
You-
years and years.
You
And then I
lost them.
found them the other day. So I got a few left. Very, very limited edition Kryptonite sticker. So
Really?
the next 5 people get a free Kryptonite sticker in their order. Because I like giving away free stuff. How about that? I don't know.
There you go, guys.
I've been watching those videos where they ship the video games. Have you seen them? Where they
Yeah.
make the orders, and the guy always at the end, he's like, and I'm gonna throw in a free video game. So fuck it, I'm gonna do the same thing. The next people
That's
that
cool.
order, I'm gonna throw in a free sticker. So there you go.
You don't have any more pins? Like,
Yeah, I got pins.
pues también, eche los pins.
Pues a vender esos que no quieres venderlos.
No, the buttons, I mean.
Oh, the buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, the buttons, man. Like, okay, whoever orders the tier, like the biggest package or whatever it's called, the 6x6 pack,
Yeah.
I will throw in a free button. A Kryptonite's limit. Those are fucking limited from hell, man.
Simón.
Whoever orders one of those, I'll throw in a free button and a sticker for those. Because those, like, I made a long time ago, and I think I have like 3 or 4 left somewhere. So I'll throw that in there also. The Raymond Gay cover. He's gonna be. He's been making the news lately, man. He's been doing a bunch of stuff. He did a cover for what is it called? The newest McFarlane book.
Scorch?
Which one?
Scorched or some shit like that?
Yeah, the Scorched or something. He did the cover for it. It looks really cool. So he's gaining traction, bro. That guy. Está cabrón ese vato. So
Pues ahí está, güey.
here's your opportunity to own a piece of the Raymond Gay Art Gallery limited edition Kryptonite.
Yeah, this copy was a con exclusive, no?
Yeah, it was a con exclusive.
For Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase in Albuquerque last year.
That's right.
Yeah, so we did that. We also made posters of this, but we need to know how to ship those.
We're gonna end up folding those, man. That's what we're gonna end up doing.
See? Oh shit!
Yeah,
I don't
just
want
fold
to do. I don't want to do that though. So
It's the only way to do it without with it being cost effective. Hell yeah, it's the only way to do it. We gotta fold them, but we'll fold them nicely. We'll hold them nicely.
let's get out. Is there a way to like fold them neatly, like not by your hands, like with a machine or
I think so. I think there's a poster folding machine. I don't know. Look online. See if there's a poster
look
folding.
online. We'll see.
So there you go.
So
So
there you
yeah,
go, guys. We have a shop ready, open. We're gonna start launching the issue 3 on Wednesday, and yeah,
yeah, we're
are,
getting
are they
going.
signed with raised blood? Are you gonna sign them with your blood?
You want them? You want them signed? Another. I'll add another. $5 to that, and I'll sign it with my blood. I don't care.
Shit. After you donate
But
blood.
I get to choose what part of the body the blood comes from.
Oh my god. Eso no
Chingao.
me gustó.
Eso sí, ¿verdad? Ah, ¿verdad?
What else, guys? What
Yeah,
else we
way.
got?
Yeah, no way. Yeah. I don't know. ¿Qué más? What's up in your hood over there in Mexico land? We're gonna go to war with you pretty soon. Did you hear about that?
Pues, a ver, güey. Ya veremos. We'll see.
Deja, déjate caer. Déjate caer, cabrón.
Déjate
Vámonos.
caer, cabrón.
Ándale.
Órale.
Que se armen los besos, cabrón. Ándale.
Bueno,
Fucking
I don't think it's gonna happen, pero pues.
It's a bunch of mamadas, dude. Pinche circo
Stranger
acá ahorita. La
shit,
chingada.
shit has happened, man.
Fucking circus. Almeida Shrine right here. So, I don't know,
How's,
man.
how's the fucking pawn shop going?
Oh, God. Oh, yes. I have a story for you. So, I have lots of stories from the pawn shop, but this is the one that sticks out the most. So, the other day, I went to work. I'm driving up to work, dude. I park, right? I get out of the car. I'm walking into the shop, and at the door, as I'm walking to the door, this big black truck rolls up, right?
Uh-huh.
And honks. And I turn and I look, and they roll down the window. And I don't know who the fuck this person is. I don't know why they did this, but they start yelling at me. They're like, pinche hijo de puta, pinche güey, pues ¿quién chingados te crees? And then he said it. He said this one phrase that I've never heard before, and I was like, holy shit, that's original. He said, pinche torre de mecos.
What the fuck?
Torre de Mecos?
Torre de mecos. You know what that
Okay, I know what Mecos is, but what's Teros?
Torre. Tower.
Torre.
He
What's a
called
torre?
me. He
Tower
called me
of cum.
Tower of Jisms. Yeah, Tower of Cum.
Tower of Cum.
Well,
And
you
I
are
looked
proud,
at him.
dude.
I was in shock, dude. I didn't know what to say because one, I was like, holy shit, that's really original. And I give you kudos, sir. But at the same time, I can't let you get away with that. So all I could do was flip him off. That's it.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. I have no earthly clue, bro. I have no.
You
I have
didn't, you
never,
didn't you didn't cut him off or
no,
like
I drove into the shop as I always drive, and I didn't speed. It's a very small parking lot. I parked, and I even sat in the car for a second, and I texted Serena to tell her that I was at work, and I got out of the car and I walked up to the door, and this dude drives up and starts accusing me of being a Tower of Jisms. So I was like, "What? Have you been in my bathroom? What? Do you know how many
He
jisms
probably,
that,
he
that
probably
takes?"
follows you on Twitter, dude. That's
He
why.
follows me on Twitter. Shit. First of all, sir, when you say tower, are we talking Tower of Pisa or talking like a I don't know, the AT&T tower? How tall are we talking? Because that's a lot of jisms. I'll tell you
Tower
right now.
Babel.
The Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel?
Shit,
Nice.
Potential best friend for you.
Pinche torre de meco. Dile a tu hermano. Tell Pancho that I said that shit to potential what? What did it say? Potential best friend or what?
Yeah, potential best friend for Ray.
No shit, dude. Like I don't even know the guy, right? And all I could do was flip him off. So I'm like, okay, so that's how we're gonna get the day started. All right, let's go inside. So yeah, we walked inside, and one of my coworkers was standing right there. He's like, "Did that guy just yell at you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. He called me a toro de mecos," and he started laughing. He's like, "Wow, like that's wow." He put thought into that, didn't he? Like, pretty much, man. Like,
That's crazy. Huh?
oh my god. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más ha pasado? It's because every day's an adventure there, dude. Like, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But yeah, I think that's the only one that sticks in my head right now. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, so that's what happened to me at the pawn shop last week.
That's weak.
Cool.
Ow, my foot. Anyway, um, what about you guys? You guys got any stories? You got anything going on? What's up with you, Oli? How are you?
No, I'm just catching up on gigs, dude. I've been doing the Cryptinos thing. I'm copy and pasting the dialogue for Bancho to start translating it in
Orale.
Spanish and all that.
I told you I have the scripts.
But it, but we changed stuff, no? Like
We did change
in the
most of it.
lettering process, so I don't think that's like reliable.
Orale.
So
Fine.
I just rather get it from the final
From the book
pages and
itself.
just copy paste, yeah.
Well, that's
And getting everything ready for global comics and then the shop and all that. So
we've been hard at work, guys, and we've been receiving a lot of mail also, asking when, we're gonna put more stuff out. So it's been interesting, man, the past few weeks of this year. Fucking what, 3 weeks of this year? Shit.
anyway, Capel.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what February has in store for us, but more comics for damn sure. That's for damn sure. So what about you, Julius? What have you been up to?
Um, Same old. I mean, writing. Um, yeah, working, writing, raising kids. Nothing much to report other than wanting to fulfill the rest of my books. That's pretty much it.
You still owe
And
books?
yeah, I got some international books that need to go out, and I've just
Mm.
kind of been waiting for like the some funds to come in so I
I've
could
been
send it
seeing a
over.
lot of responses to your book, man. A lot of people really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so far so good, but I'm looking for the wow factor, and I'm not getting the wow factor, so that's kind of pumping me up to wanting to write a bit more, kind of push myself a bit more to write
Mm.
a story that involves an artist that can create that wow factor, which is what I want. The reaction, that's the reaction I want from readers when they read it in my stuff. The only one that's been kind of giving me that was obviously Reset Protocol, and that's
Mhm.
because Andre's work is fantastic. I'm hoping to get that for Ghetto Dragon Book 2 because the artwork in Ghetto Dragon Book 2 is freaking dude on a whole different level.
Sí.
And so,
Well, the artist
um,
you have for that book is on a whole different level.
dude, he's and that's what I'm hoping for. That's why I'm kind of have to play this right going forward if I really want to, make a splash in the indie scene, and at the same time also brainstorming, maybe utilizing my local comic shops to my advantage
Mm-hmm.
and getting some revenue there, not just rely on pure crowdfunding
Have you
and
thought
trying
about
things
doing
out.
a Have you thought about doing a signing at your local comic book store for the?
I'm thinking bigger, man. I'm thinking bigger.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But we'll talk in the green room more about it. I don't want to give too much details out in the public yet.
Fucking
Not
some person.
until
I
not
hear cocaine.
until not until I figure out like all the logistical parts of it. But
Sí, man.
yeah, man, I'm like I said earlier, I 2025 is the year of solutions, and no longer am I gonna focus on like. I mean, I'll still hear out some people like that I like that talk comics, like Thinking Critical's one. Um, Even though your boy Zach is not really like he's not on point on some of the things he talks about, but there's a lot of things that he does say that's kind of like, yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's just about gathering as much information possible based on other people's observations and experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing if there's like a way where yes, Diamond is gone, and a lot of us are going to be left out, pretty much out to dry. And the days of Bone, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what's the other one from Strangers in Paradise?
Mhm.
Those books. The books that were
Breakouts.
breakouts, but you didn't really know about them unless you were an active comic book reader because they didn't really reach mainstream level, right? But they reached enough where you and I know who they are and what they are.
Mhm.
Those days are gone, dude. Those days are long gone.
You
And
you think
so,
you're saying that, and you're bringing up a really good point. Do you think, and also Ali, I'm putting this over to Ali also. Should we start preparing I mean, we are preparing nonetheless, but should we start
Yeah,
realizing
cocaine will do it.
realizing that there is going to be a world without distributors, without Diamond?
Yeah.
And once that does come to pass, because I think it is going to come to pass, like where are we then? How are we going to do it?
Well, look, dude, look here. I can answer that very easily. You look at Eric July. You look at the what were their name? The Brutreisters or whatever they're called.
Budweiser, yeah.
Bert,
Yeah,
Bert,
yeah.
Bert
You look
Rice.
at them. You look at a few people who use crowdfunding to publish or to fund the production of their book, and then they have a book, they have a product, and now they look at the aftermarket, and that's where a lot of crowdfunders kind of fail. They don't look at the aftermarket. There's some who do like for instance, EVS uses eBay to sell his the books that he has left over
Mm-hmm.
that he printed.
Hmm.
That's smart. I mean, it's not ideal, but for him, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Eric July, he's distributing the books directly to his fans, and that's fine. That's great. He found an avenue. The Birthrisers, I don't know what they're up to now, but when they got their books into Walmart, that was huge. That should have been a huge, big deal because they managed to convince a big box chain store to pick up their indie book and sell it at their stores. Maybe not nationwide. I don't know if it was a nationwide deal or just a regional deal, but whatever the case, they got their books in Walmart to a whole potential like market of young readers who probably would see and be like, "Wow, what is this? This is interesting." But it was
There's
tainted. It was tainted because they fucked over their backers.
I don't think their product was the ideal product for Walmart.
It wasn't, but that's not the point. The point is that they got
Yeah.
in.
I know.
That's
I
what
know.
that's what I look at. So I
Uh-huh.
don't look at whether or not it worked because
Mm.
that's for the market to decide. I'm
so
just looking at it as like, well, if they were able to do it, so can I.
so a long time ago, maybe like 10 years back, right? Um, I walked into Dollar Tree, and Campos was still here. He was still living with me at the time. And
Mhm.
walked into Dollar Tree, and we found a cachet of image books, of image trades, and it was the Cyberforce book, the trade, like the mini, like the first 3 issues,
Hmm.
and it was the Spawn book, the McFarlane one, the Spawn Batman book.
Oh, okay.
We found those at Dollar Tree for $1, and we're like, "What the fuck? This is crazy!" And we loaded up on them, and we took out all the copies that we could find and stuff. And then we started to thinking, like, "Shit, dude! Like, if it was still feasible for us to like be able to sell a book for $1.25 and still make profit off of it at a Dollar Tree, imagine!" And guess what's going on now?
Yeah,
Fucking DC Comics is selling their books at Dollar Tree,
yeah.
$1.25.
I think those are, but see, I don't think those are reprinted. I think those are overstock.
Yeah, I think they're overstock as well, but still, I
Yeah,
mean, it's getting eyes on these characters, and
yeah,
Dollar
which is
Tree is like
great.
the perfect place, man, because people go in there to buy whatever, and they find something like that, and they're like, "Holy shit!" Like to keep their kids like occupied or whatever while they're shopping. There you go. Look at it's Batman, it's Superman, it's Wonder Woman, whatever. I think that's brilliant, dude. And also with the toys, they were doing that line of toys. I don't know if you guys ever got into it. The final faction, I think. I
Yeah.
have I have a few of them for $1.25, and they had vehicles and they had like playsets, or not playsets, but they had stuff that you could put together for $1.25 to give to your figures. But like, how did that even come about? How could they even do that and break even, or make money even then?
I don't think it's about. Well, obviously it's volume. The more volume you sell wholesale, the better chances you get at making a profit. Which is, I think, what hurts a lot of indie creators too, is that they don't know how to offset prices to make a profit. They rather take the loss or break even just to get exposure. When in reality, there's all these avenues you can utilize, but we don't look at them because they're not the typical traditional um, avenue to take, right? Because for the most part, we all prefer our books to be in comic shops, but we never think about, well, why not try the magazine stand again?
Mhm.
They might say yeah. Why
I mean,
not? It wouldn't hurt.
whole nostalgia's back, the retro's back, you know,
Re-
physical media's back.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And not only that, but I really truly believe readers are hungry for something to latch onto. That's something that's gonna be like,
Yeah.
like the next Dark Knight Returns, or like the next Watchmen, or Viva Vendetta, or like Mouse, or Bone, even, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I think they're hungry for that, and like I said earlier, it's a golden opportunity for a lot of us to fill that void
did you hear that
and create some buzz.
Sony's going to stop making DVDs and Blu-rays?
Yeah, I'm not surprised, dude. It's no longer feasibly it's no longer economically like sound for them anymore because of streaming. And that makes sense. That's how the market works. You just got to figure out what the market's asking for.
Or those DVDs and Blu-rays, guys.
DVD and Blu-rays are going to go down the route of probably records
and CDs, and
well, not just that, but records. Like it's going to become a commodity of collectors, collectors items, which is cool. That's fine. And
and then everything that we're talking about is leading in one direction, and that's the one that we were talking about last time as well, and that's the direct market, like directly sell to the consumer.
Yeah, and
sell what they want from us.
And here's the kicker: what do they want from us? Do they want the floppies, or do they want the whole book at once, the whole story in one book?
It's kind of split down the middle right now. I think. I don't know. Some people.
I think so too, man. I think that
trades.
I think that whole generation who read manga, that's probably what they want now.
Yeah. That's not
like if I'm going to pick up American comic books, I better get the whole story in one book, or at the very least, a storyline in one book.
I mean, imagine this, Julius. If we do the micro distribution thing, I mean, shit happens, dude, and you're gonna leave the reader hanging. Like,
yeah,
oh shit, where's issue 5, dude? Or
well, that's why the key is gonna have to be complete books. Yeah, you're right.
See,
because we don't have the resources like a Marvel or DC. We don't have those resources. We can't compete with those resources.
Look what happened to Kryptonos
I was about to say that. The fucking perfect answer to that is what happened with issue 5 and 6.
And the rest
issue 5 was solicited and it never came out. People are asking for it still to this day. It's already been about a year. People are still asking for it.
Yep. Well, that was just a dumpster fire in and of itself.
I mean, it's a learning experience. I don't regret.
Yeah, but no. At the same time, no.
I mean, I don't look at it that way.
That's good. You're a better man than me, Oli, because I'm pissed off for you by proxy.
I mean, we are pissed off, but
yeah, but I think I'm more pissed off for you than you are.
You're fuming.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, when you guys told me, I literally smoke was coming out through my ears because I was like, what the because my biggest gripe, just as a human being, is that how can you fuck over your homeboy? How can you fuck over your friend? That always like gets under my skin when I hear stories of like acquaintances or friends where we're like, this guy's your homeboy and he did this to you. That always like gets me. That always gets my blood boiling when I hear stories like that.
I mean, it's more for Ray than for me, honestly.
No, well, I mean, yeah, you're right.
You're right. That answer, that question.
True that.
Yeah, that's why I was mad. That's why I was really pissed. Cause I was like, I can't believe this guy. Because I would, if I were in that guy's shoes and I had access to previews and Diamond, and dude, no way would I have ever chained you down with shackles.
Pretty much, man.
Because for me, I would have seen it as like, this is an opportunity to finally make some money on my part, and come up together. That's why people who succeed, they come up together with peers. Man of Action is a prime example of that. Man of Action is just pretty much the collective of Joe Kelly, Joe Casey, and I forget the names of the other three individuals. I think they were comic book artists, and they pulled the resources together and they created Man of Action. I mean, that's talk about coming up together. Now they have now they have a lucrative contract with Disney making cartoons, and then Ben 10 as well, which is also a huge hit. So it's like I feel like the indie scene today, we're so selfish and self-centered
Mm-hmm.
that we don't ever think about the collective after a while. And we should think about the collective because that's how people survive. Image didn't survive because of one man. Image survived because 5 people sacrificed. A team. It was a team that sacrificed for Image to remain successful. And yeah, of course, we all know the story about how Rob Blackfell was a bit bitter because he had to take up most of the of the money because his book sold the most. That's the reality of it. And maybe he was bitter that the deal that they came up together was not what should have been revisited. But again, that's something that that's all up to that's their business. I really don't know. But going forward, I think all of us are going to have to start to be a little bit more selfless and realize maybe I'll take the backseat for this one and let this person shine a little bit before me, because I can recognize that this is hot right now, or this is what's selling right now. And yeah, it's going to have to boil down to basic, behavioral, what do you call what's the word I'm thinking? Behavioral adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But that's hard to do because we're all running on ego. That's the issue.
Julius, it's comics. It's comics, Julius.
It's comics, Julius. It was run by a bunch of gangsters.
It was gangsters, Julius. You have no idea. I was working under pressure for Rob. It was tremendous.
Tremendous amount. Tremendous. Yeah, well, those are my 2 cents as to what 2025 will bring, and how 2025 can be a great year if enough people just left their egos at the door. And
I honestly think the comic community, the indies anyway, should get their heads out of their asses, come together, and start preparing for a world without distribution, for a world where you have to directly distribute, direct market distribution. But
indie in general, or indie like the crowdfunders, like
indie, the ones that are actually putting books out.
Okay.
Yeah, I say join forces with like-minded individuals too. That's another big factor. Everyone's got to be on the same page. Everyone's got to be fully yoked and ready to put in the work in order for for the new class of creators to get recognized by the industry, like just by fucking delivering on quality product, and also delivering on the fact that we can join forces and make money together too, as opposed to individually. We could individually if we work really hard on it, but it's always a team effort that gets the most results.
I agree.
Very true.
So yeah, that's my goal. That's what I've been focusing on, just trying to figure things out to maybe push some things and see if they work out or not. And that's what that's 2025 for me in a nutshell. So I'll be updating you guys as I go along, figuring things out and learning by trial by fire, learning
that's
as
the
I
only
go.
way to do it, man. Like, see what works and what doesn't and stuff. Speaking of what works and what doesn't, so we finally finished editing issue 7 of the Kryptonauts, and Dario should have the pages and should be working on them hopefully now, or at least the thumbnails. So get ready for that, man. The final issue, the issue 7 with the extras in it, the big knockdown, drag out fight that everyone's been wanting is going to happen in that issue. So get ready for that.
I was discussing with Julius that I'm gonna make issue 7 into issue 6.
Issue 6 and 7, double
So,
sized.
so double size issue 6.
Double size. That's even better, dude.
I know, totally a better choice.
Double size.
Double size.
Double
Nobody
the
does
fun.
double sized issues anymore.
Double the fun.
Double the
Double
fun.
Double the
Yes,
Very,
monster.
very. The ending is very satisfying now. I think like we get
Best-
what you wanted. Everybody
Best-
gets what they wanted.
There's a bit of closure, so that's good.
Yeah, there's more closure now than before. Like before, it was like, okay, that's cool. But now it's like, oh shit, where's the next one? So that's cool. So we'll get into that.
We gotta keep the readers waiting
Intrigued
for the next issue.
for
Yeah.
the next one. So let's get
Jumping
working
at the
on that.
bit.
Jumping at the bit. Finishing up the scripts for Abyss Between Stars. That one's gonna be going into production very soon, I hope. I just gotta get someone to edit it. Just look at it. Tell me what the fuck to take out, what the fuck not to. So I'm looking at you, Julius. See if you want to do
Well, you
that.
gotta send it over.
Yeah, I'll send it over for sure. And we get to work with the masterful Javi. Javi, can you hear me? Where is Javi? I miss Javi.
He posted some artwork, no?
Yeah, I saw that. He did post some artwork. So
He did some. He's doing some D&D art.
yeah, fucking badass.
commissions, Something.
Forget the book. We're gonna do a D&D book. Fuck it.
Pues, órale, güey. I mean,
That'd
that's
be
what
awesome.
people like, no? Right
That's what
now.
people want. Chica.
¿Por qué no?
Shit, man. But a ver. But other than that, I think that's about it, man. Let's wrap it up and get out of here. We got stuff to do. Of course, you can find us on all the fucking socials. I'm thinking about going over to Blue Sky, so get ready for that because Twitter's a cesspool.
Well, I reactivated my Instagram, by the way, guys.
Oh, nice.
So
Yes, I saw that. Oli reactivated his Instagram.
follow me, and trying to post something daily. It's gonna. I mean, I think I have enough art to fill up at least a month or two.
Órale.
So yeah, so follow me, guys. Oli 6x6
Nice.
Instagram.
And where can we find you, Julius?
Yeah, you're gonna find me on X. I'm not going to go anywhere. And also on Instagram and YouTube on Julius Freeman Comics, where we talk comics and things regarding pulp culture. And every Friday, we try to do every Friday. Kyle and I get together and discuss the topics at hand regarding comics and movies and pulp culture. And he does his reviews in the second half of the show called "Is It Worth the Pickup?" For those who missed the show on Friday, he reviewed Reset Protocol, and he ended up not recommending it at the end of.
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Why?
man, he
cut.
Huh?
What? You don't.
yeah,
you don't-
dude, yeah, he did
You
it.
don't fucking
He
shit
stood.
what you-
You know what?
on?
Here. Well, here. Let me just say this. I was proud of him because he stuck to his word. Because he told me when we started the show that he was going to be honest for everything. And when he told me, "Oh yeah, we're going to review Reset Protocol tonight," I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Would you like me to tell you what I think of it now?" And I was like, "Nope, save it for the show." I actually want to be surprised when.
Wow.
What did he say?
to the show.
Sci-fi
He's
not
like-
for me.
He's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right." And then, sure enough, yeah, he dressed me down. He broke down things that didn't connect with him, and he also pointed things out that didn't work for him. And so at the end, he was like, "Yeah, if you like, sci-fi parables and like, European, influence comics, then yeah, Reset Protocol is great for you, but I wouldn't recommend it."
What? What?
Watch the review, bro. Ben
I'm gonna
joined them.
watch it.
Ben joined them in the during the review, so he gave his thoughts too. But Ben actually was like, "No, I'm the opposite. I recommend it. I recommend you guys pick up the book and read it." But yeah, so that's Kyle for you. He didn't recommend Reset Protocol, but he did recommend Vigilant Fury. So it's I guess it's a 50-50 there with that.
Dude, that's fucking.
He was proud of him all the way until he took out the back and pulled a bullet in.
We're not gonna see Kyle in the next.
I
No.
pulled an Oli for a second. I like kicked him out of the show for a second. after he gave me the
I was about
review.
to say, like,
You kicked him out
no.
for a bit.
Yeah, I kicked him out of the live stream for a minute.
I was about to say that Kyle was not an AI, but now I'm thinking twice about it. Shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. Here's why I'm not upset about it, because I'm trying to change the trend here of thin-skinned artists. We're not all thin-skinned.
Oh,
And
well.
that's what I wanted to. I was happy. That's why I was happy about it, because it really showcased how much I appreciate that kind of review, that kind of critique.
Did his voice crack when he was critiquing your book or
No,
something?
dude, though Kyle's pretty tough, man. He can be tough, dude. And I told him too that I expect nothing but the truth from you, man. Like, I want you to be truthful, or else I'll be mad at you if you're not truthful. And so it just wasn't his cup of tea. That's it. That's what's the simple breakdown of it. It just wasn't for him. He wanted more action. He wanted a bit more from the story, and that's when I told him, well, I can't do. I couldn't. I was stuck with the amount of pages I had. And so it was a good review. It was fair and thorough. So I recommend you guys check out the replay of that episode. It happened this past Friday. It was about the topic that we discussed tonight, about whether or not the industry is old and dying out, and how we lost the young readers. And Kyle gave his perspective as to what he thinks can bring in people, new young people to the shops.
What,
And I
what,
gave my thoughts on it, and then we led to the crowdfunding.
what did Kyle say about getting new readers? What was his take?
I think the same, like what I said about a little bit of everything. The artwork's got to be good. The story's got to be solid for you to come back, and also the customer service in shops need to be a little better if you want people to come back to your shop.
I mean, I did join in the stream, and I think we were talking about Marvel Rivals, no?
Yeah, and how that's become a gateway to like people wanting to pick up the books, which is great.
That's
crazy,
dude.
But then I think I suggested that Marvel should like deliver like that level of quality.
Yes, exactly. The same kind of level of art. That's maybe not the same, exactly the same, but similar to that kind of style. For
that
sure.
flavor.
Yeah, for sure. Because he said that when he got that kind of service in the first shop, he never went back to that shop ever again until it wasn't like, until I think it was like when he became an adult is when he found another shop where the owner actually sat him down and explained to him the lore and the backstory, all that stuff.
This is this is how you read a comic book?
No, not that. It's more like, well, who's you? Because he asked him, "Who's your favorite character, buddy?" And he's like, "Oh, Green Lantern." He's like, "Oh, great. Well, here's you could pick this Green Lantern up. This was about this Hal Jordan, and then here's when he became Parallax." And he pretty much gave him the lore, dude, and explained to him the history of Green Lantern. Ever since then, he became a Green Lantern fan. Like, he actually bought all of Ron Mars's run.
I mean, shops can't turn back away customers, man. So they need to be on point with the customers.
Yeah, and also price point too. He said is a big factor, because he talked about how comics are $5 now. And to my point, I shared my experience when I used to shop, in comic stores as a teenager. They were so accessible that after a while going to the shop, the owners and the employees would start remembering me, and know exactly what I bought, knew what I liked, and then they would one day they would tell me, "Hey, I've been noticing you've been picking up Punisher. If you really like Punisher, you'll like these books too. From like here's this one from Wildstorm. Here's this one from DC. Here's this one from Vertigo, and I think you'll like these." And of course, they're $1.25, $1.50 at the time, so I had $10 left. All right, well, add them to the list, and I would buy.
Good times, price point, good times.
Yeah. And so originally I went in for 3. I ended up with 7 books. Going home with 7 books.
Nice.
And of course, the books that they recommended me were great. They didn't disappoint. And so now I had more books to buy, and that's kind of, again, that's what's been lost, because now it's like, well, it's $5, man. I only have like $20 on me, and I don't want to spend it on 2 other books, or 1 other book. I'm already buying 2.
That's cool.
So it's yeah, it's just again, I just got to brainstorm, but that's pretty much what I've been doing on my end is kind of figure things out, solutions to problems.
Nice.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Yeah, just keep it up, man. We've all been kind of doing that, solutions to problems and stuff. Like I said earlier, also, I am going to be hopefully not shot, but starting a podcast with Mr. Padilla, talking about conspiracy theories and craziness like that. Really, really quickly, 2 points that I want to bring up as far as conspiracy theories, because I know Julius is into this. I don't know if you listen to Sasquatch Chronicles,
No.
but the second to the last episode that just aired, I think it was maybe, I think I'm already like I missed it by two. So maybe like the third to the last episode that just aired, they have some really, really interesting information on the drones that we were talking about like a few weeks
Oh,
back.
interesting. Okay.
Um, Long story short, it has to deal with that dude that blew himself up in front of the Trump Towers in Las Vegas,
Marco.
and apparently he had
Whoa.
information on what the hell's going on with the drones, that there are Chinese drones that have a payload capacity to be able to fly anywhere in the US and drop fucking explosives or weapons or something, like dirty bombs, shit like that. So if you get a
Oh,
chance, check it
wow.
out. It's really interesting. And the crazy part is that the Sasquatch Chronicle guy, he kind of like fact checks what's going on. So he's always had people on his show that are either ex-military, ex-law enforcement, people that
Mm.
share their experiences on there that are not quacks. And when he started, he I guess he heard this from somewhere else, so he was like cross-referencing what was going on. But the guy that's talking about what's going on, he sounds really, really serious, dude. Like, not a nut job serious, but like really, like he knows his shit. So I recommend you listen to that if you want to get into that a little bit, because it was
Yeah, I'll have
really,
to check that out. Yeah, for sure.
it was really, really interesting. And the second thing I was going to mention, and I sent this to Pancho. I don't know if Pancho like told Oli or or if he shared it with him, but the CIA did release some papers, some documents saying that we are all in an energy hologram and that astral projection is real.
What the hell?
Oh
And
yeah,
you
that's
can
I read
actually,
about that a few years ago. Yeah.
yeah, you can Google this. It's on Google. The CIA files are on Google. You just have to Google CIA astral projection files, and they're fully there. All of the files are there. And I was reading some of them, dude. That shit is scary, dude. Like, we're not even here. This is not even the Matrix. This is like someone's fucking dream. We are a spirit in a body, not a body in a spirit or some shit like that. Fucking crazy, man.
Are we an Asotot's dream or something?
There you go. We're in Azotot's dream. Big time, man. Big time. So yeah, I was just wanted to touch on that stuff because I know you're into that conspiracy theory stuff. You already heard about the CI stuff?
Yeah, I heard about that a few years ago.
I
I read
started
about
reading
it.
that, man. That should.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you got to take it with a grain of salt because the CIA, um, were created by the Skull and Bones Secret Society, and there's a lot of occult stuff involved with the CIA.
Dude, these files that I was reading, that sounds occult. Not, it's like scientifically tinged with, but it's very occultish.
Yeah, it is. It is because the occult always, astral projection is part of the occult. It's part of that whole like lexicon of that religion, that specific religion that involves black magic, white magic, and all that stuff. That's what people don't really take into account when people talk about secret societies. Is that people look at them as just purely political, conspiratorial, you know, subject matter, but in reality, it's that, and there's a religious aspect to it, a spiritual aspect to those fraternal orders. And I think that's what people always miss the point when when especially truthers and conspiracy theorists talk about this thing on their shows. They never bother to look at that aspect because most of them are atheists, so they don't believe that they believe in that. But in reality, they do. They actually are very religious, spiritual individuals alongside being political. So that's why I always tell you, Ray, and I tell everyone, or I try to tell everybody that I know, that what we've seen is a show. We're not seeing real things happening. What
Yeah.
we're seeing is pure theater. It's a magic spell to spellbind us into doing what they want us to do. They want us to react a certain kind of way. And the way how you've been, like for instance, like in the intro of the show, how you just start immediately talking shit on Trump and all that. They already got to you, bro. They got to you.
No, Julius. No.
They're doing exactly
It's
what they want you to do.
It's magic. It's a magic show. So it's a magic.
And so, I could see a little bit more of it because I look for it. I'm always on the lookout for that kind of thing. And during Trump's inauguration, I don't know if you guys missed it. It's a blink and you miss type of deal. But I saw a whole bunch of people wearing Masonic pins.
Dude, the symbols that they were throwing around all over the place, man.
Yeah, there's a purpose behind it, but you and I will never know what those are because you and I are the profane. We're not initiated. We don't understand what they're doing, but they are communicating, but we just don't know to what extent and what level.
Yeah.
But I do know that what we see on TV, what we read on social media, on all platforms, is spells. Those are spells to get you to react a way they want you to react.
They got you, Ray.
That sounds like a comic, bro.
It is, yeah. I'm sure it can be a comic book, but yeah, they want you to react angrily because when you react angrily, you blind yourself from looking deeper into things.
They got your ass,
dude. Ever since 2000 and when was it when Bush ran against Kerry? You remember, Ray? Was that 2004? Oh, 2004, right?
Whew. Yeah, I want to say yes.
Yeah, it was 2004.
Yeah, it was 2004. Mm-hmm.
It was Kerry versus Bush, 2004. Yeah. Well, anyways, 2004 was the year I woke up because when John Kerry, who was the liberal Democrat running against George W. Bush, who was the Christian conservative, when they went on Meet the Press with Tim Russert point blank asked John Kerry if he was a member of the Skull and Bones Secret Society, and John Kerry's answer was, "It's so secret I can't talk about it." And the week after that, when he had George W. Bush on his show, the very same show, he asked him straight up to his face, "Are you a member of the Skull and Bones Secret Society?" And George W. Bush gave the same answer, "It's so secret I can't talk about it." Now, when I saw that, I was like, what? I was like, wait a second. This doesn't make any sense. There's this liberal Democrat on the left who is going against Bush, and they're like fighting, but they're from the same brotherhood. And that's when they clicked for me. That's when I realized, oh shit, we're being played. They actually don't hate each other. They actually are friends. They're brothers. They're blood brothers, pretending to hate each other.
It's the whole Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Exactly.
Back to that.
Yeah, because that's a prime example. That's why I laugh, Ray, when you say stuff like that. Because honestly, they got you, dude.
It's fun, bro. It makes
no, it's not.
TV. You want drama? You want me to argue with you instead? Is that what you want?
No, that's why I don't argue with you.
Yes, you do.
That's why I stay quiet because I'm like, all right, well, if you want to say it, then you go ahead and say it. But I know.
Sleep, bro. In my
and on top of that, did you guys see that Joe Biden became an honorary Freemason last week?
Oh no!
What the
hell?
It's about time.
Yeah, dude, it was on the news. He became an honorary Freemason for the service he gave the U.S. government.
Hey, I'm just glad that they released Leonard Peltier, man. Good job.
Who?
It's about time. Ya está viejito el güey, but still, nonetheless, good job.
What?
Who?
What? You don't know who Leonard Peltier is?
No.
Go look it up. That's your homework. The American Indian movement? You have no idea?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you tweeted this.
No, well, I mean, I don't know. But the point, the point I'm trying to make is it's all theater, and there's nothing we can do about national politics. So that's why I really don't care anymore.
No worries. That's the Migra's job.
That's the Migra's job. Yeah, well, that's it. That's all I want to say about that.
And that's all I gotta say about
that.
All
I gotta say about that.
All right, pues, vámonos.
All right,
Vámonos.
bless everybody. Follow us on all social medias. Thank you so much. Excelsior! Good night.